Hello, my name is Ozua Enyinaya Onoma. In this video, Project 5.5 Prove Cybersecurity, I'm going to carry out the following instructions. Number one in the instruction says that I should identify network ports, two of them, then look up what they are used for, and identify two running services, also look up what they are used for and what I've learned about them. And then number three is to create a firewall rule that allows inbound and outbound traffic on ports 50,000, okay, on TCP only. Then number four is to create a schedule task to check for Windows updates daily. So let's go to work. I've already on my Microsoft Azure, logging into my remote desktop using RDP. Okay, so identifying network ports, I'm going to use PowerShell, then I'm going to use netstats. Okay, there we go. Still moving. Okay, this is it. So you can see, yeah. So these are the active network connections. They are listening and associate PIDs. Okay, so having done that, I will choose two ports here to look up and then share what I learned about those two ports. Okay, I'm going to choose two ports here and then we'll see what well, let's do this. Get process, get process ID, ports 400. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to talk about port 400. That's the first port I choose, or I selected. This port is traced to PID. I can see that it is associated with SVC host. Okay, this is expected because many Windows services, including the remote desktop services, run inside SVC host processes. The SCV or service host process is critical window component that acts as a container for various systems, including the remote desktop services, which explain why the port connection appeared under SVC. That is why I'm able to connect to this server remotely through RDP. Okay, so let's look at the second port, which is get dash process ID 2252. Okay, 2252. So the second port I selected is port 2252, which in my system is tied to the DNS process. As you can see here, the process name. This is the DNS server service that handles DNS lookup and responses. DNS converts names like google.com or other network resources into IP addresses. So Windows Server relies heavily on DNS for authentication, finding domain controllers, applying group policy, and communicating across the networks. So the DNS service is one of the most important components on any networked Windows server. Okay, so now let's identify running services. So I'm still in PowerShell, so I'm going to run get services pipe where objects and then status equals to run. Enter. Okay, you can see running services here. You can see them here. These are the running services. At the same time, I can actually look at it through run service.msc. You see all the running services. Okay, look at them. There are huge numbers of them. Okay, so as you can see, get service has properties like status, like running, stop, pause, name, and display. So let's go through it, scroll down and look at them. There are many of them, but I'll choose to talk about remote desktop service clients and DNS. Let's look at remote desktop clients. Okay, I've seen DNS client. You can see the description of DNS clients. The DNS client service catches domain name, system names, and registers the full computer name for this computer. Okay, that's the first choice from my explanation. This service catches DNS lookup, which improves performance by avoiding repeated DNS query. Without DNS, names like google.com wouldn't resolve into IP addresses. Okay, then the second one I'm going to also talk about here is remote desktop services. Okay, here we go. Look at remote desktop services. In description, it allows to connect interactively to a remote computer. Remote desktop and remote desktop section host server depend on this service. Okay, so this service allows users and admin to connect remotely using the remote desktop protocol, which uses this port. That is one of the ports I identified earlier. If this service is stopped, a RDP connection won't work again. So that is all for running services. Okay, so the third one is to create a firewall rule for ports 50,000 on TCP. Okay, so to do this I'm going to open Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security. Let's go there. Okay, Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security. So we are going to create a new rule. Okay, then let's choose ports because it's ports we are dealing with. Next, TCP. Okay, 550,000. Next, allow this port. Okay, then we are going to use TCP ports 50,000 inbound, and then repeat this here and finish. Okay, so you can see it here. So let's do likewise to the outbound. So we are also going to create for outbound. Next, let's see something. Yes, ports TCP 50,000. Okay, next, allow this connection. Next it. So this one is outbound. Type in outbound and then TCP ports. Okay, now finish. So you can see that it has been added to the names here. Okay, so right here you can see disable. I can actually disable it. You see it has been disabled, it has been unmarked, and also I can enable it. Okay, so look at the inbound too. Inbound, you see it's here, it's enabled. So let's also disable it and enable it back. But since we are not doing much with it, let me disable it. Disable, it's safer like this, and disable. Okay, so we've been able to create those things, show how to disable and enable them. Okay, so lastly, we are going to create a scheduled task to check for Windows updates daily. So to do that, I'm going to use task scheduler. Let's go to task scheduler. I'm going to run this as an administrator. Okay, so here I'm going to create a basic task. Okay, the basic tasks is I'll name it daily Windows update check, and then maybe the same thing. Okay, daily Windows updates check, and then next. Okay, trigger, I want it every day as instruction was given. Then action, it's okay, occur every day, can even start right now. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this, or I can make it to 1. Okay, it's okay today. Let's leave it today. Then time, can make it 1:00 and 00, then AM. Okay, so that's okay like this. Then next, okay, program, okay, start program action, and then program, okay, let's choose a program. Okay, let's go to Windows 32. Okay, then we move down to Windows. Okay, so I'm going to select Windows 32 and then go down there and look for USO clients. Okay, let's go there and look for it. Okay, just a minute. Okay, here we go, and then open. Next, this starts when I click OK. Yeah, okay, that's it. Finish. Run only when user is logged in. Run whether user is logged in or not. Yeah, here we go. Okay, boom. So I'm going to put in my admin password. Yeah, okay. So it seems like the password is not, let me copy it here. Okay, boom, that's all. So good to go. Everything is looking fine. So now I've created schedule tasks that check for Windows Update daily using ISO clients. So everything is fine, we are good to go. So in this video recording, I identify active network ports using PowerShell, explain ports, and review running services including DNS client and remote services. Created inbound and outbound firewall rules for TCP port 50,000, and created a scheduled task to check for Windows Update daily. This completes all required section of the assignment. Thank you for watching.